So today I'm talking about what you think, what you say, and what you do. You should pay attention to it. And so, why would I say you should pay attention to that? Because your intentions influence what happens lots of times with that. So, that's why I say that you should pay attention. Now, do you pay attention to where you're going when you're walking, or do you just walk? You know, you're going down the street and you just walk, and you're like, I know I've been down the street 50 times, I'm going again. And you don't pay attention. Do you pay attention? Do you say you want to look every way and see what's happening? Do you say, I've been here before? Do you is do you think about that? Now I want to give you a scenario. This is a scenario. There's two people going to a concert, and you know how hard it is parking around places. But they were familiar with the places, but they parked so far away because this parking is so terrible. So you could be downtown Chicago going to a concert. You don't want to pay for all that parking, so you park somewhere and you find yourself lost. But what happened is for these two people, they were so excited about this concert that they wasn't even talking, just talking about it. They wasn't even looking. So as they was going, all of a sudden they fell in a hole. Oh my gosh, and first row tickets too. But they had been there a little early, so they thought they had a few things in the car that they could change up. They had some socks and shoes. You know how you go running and things in the car, so they changed up to those things. And so they didn't pay attention to what was happening around about them. They just still was excited. So they went again down the same street and fell in the same hole again. Now, do you go and fall in the same hole 2 times? It doesn't matter that you're going to a concert. It doesn't matter what you're doing and things of you're going places and you may not even be going anywhere. You might be looking for a job. You fall in the same hole. You might be talking to someone and you say the same old thing. You fall in the same hole. It's important to look where you're going at all times. Now, they didn't see that there was a sign that said detour. There was a sign, a yellow cone in the street. Now, what does a yellow cone mean? It means that you should watch out. But they didn't see that at all times. So they were so busy going and thinking they knew the street and the place that they didn't pay attention. How many times have you done that? Didn't pay attention. How many times have you got a parking ticket because you didn't see the sign that said no parking? And then you didn't pay attention. So lots of times we don't pay attention. So this sermon this morning is about self-responsibility. You know, one thing that we say in our manual is that you out there and everywhere else online are responsible for your own self. You're responsible for what you do, and you're responsible for what happens in your life. So let me tell you number 7 again. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. And so nature's and spiritual laws. So there are laws that you take care and you pay attention to where you're going. You look where you're going. And so we as individuals sometimes don't pay attention. Even in our personal lives, we don't think about where we're going. We don't think about how we hurt people or what we do when we do things in life. We just do it. We don't think about detours. And when you detour, sometimes when there's something happen and you need to say something to somebody, what do? Do you just say it or do you take a pause? Sign said, stop. You see the red light. Stop in your lives. Stop a moment. Stop a moment. Don't say what you're going to say. Adjust what you're going to say, and then say it. So do you think about that? That's so important in our lives, that we think about that, because that can create happiness or unhappiness for us as we interact with others. We need to pay attention. Our lives are based on how much we pay attention to what we say and what we do in life. Going places and doing places is important. It's important to know that we should have some discernment of what we say and what we do in life. And so that means that you need to think about, you need to ask your spirit friends to give you guidance, to guide you. How many of you ask your spirit friends to guide you when you have an important thing to say? You know, only have one hand, two hands. The rest of you just out there, huh? And you say, oh my God, whatever happened just happened. But you need to ask for some type of guidance from your spirit friends, to ask them to help you to make decisions, to let you, when you sit down, to help you to sit down in a space that is safe, and a space that is peaceful. Peaceful living is what we're about. Now, Elizabeth did a sermon on peace. What is peace has to do with us? Peace has everything to do with us. If you don't pay attention to those signs and those little posts that said stop, go, and all those things, you won't have peaceful living on this earth plane. There's going to be a parking ticket, somebody's going to hit your car, or somebody's going to hit you, or something's going to happen in your life that you didn't expect because you didn't see it. It is important that we as spiritualists be responsible for ourselves. That's what we're about. Now, I don't know how many new people here today, but I want to reaffirm that as spiritualists, we're about that being self-responsibility, that we're responsible for what we do in life. And you know, I catch myself sometimes, I say, oh my goodness, I'm responsible for what I say. I need to back up and go and say something differently. And something happened a couple of weeks ago with myself and my organization, and someone who some money got the funder made me up, and someone else was involved. And so I was so upset with them. And then later, Spirit woke me up at 2:00 on a Saturday morning and said, write them a note saying that you forgive them, but you know that you all are one, that we're one, we're all are one, and that when you are successful, I am successful. If you're not successful, I'm not successful. So success is not just one person, it's all of us. So I wrote that and said, you know, I'll help you. I told them before I wasn't going to help them do anything else, and I usually help them with projects. So I said, I'll help you. But I knew that some way I had to back that up and say that I will help you because I understand the rules of living. I understand what I should be doing as a person who lives on this earth plane. I should know that I'm a part of you and you're part of me. So even though someone may do something that you think is incredibly wrong, you have to remember that they're a part of you and you're a part of them. So you need to back it up, like back that train up and think about it and say, well, I'm not going to go the way I intended to go. There's a sign that said go to the left instead. So I need to go to the left instead of going to the right or going straight. Remember those signs in life, the things that Spirit tells you to do. And Spirit will help you analyze what you're supposed to do and analyze your responsibility to what you think and what you do. We as spiritualists are really given a big responsibility because we say that we are responsible. We don't say someone else is responsible. There's a man or woman out there responsible. We say I am responsible for what I do. I am responsible for how I treat you. I am responsible for the love I give to you. You don't teach me to hate you. I teach myself to hate you. You might do something that is negative and it crosses me in the wrong way. But when it crosses me in the wrong way, I should pray on it and I should forgive you. But I may not be in your path and want to be in your path again. But I can't say I hate you because I can't say that you have made me hate you. No. I teach myself how to hate. No one teaches us how to hate. And I don't know how many of you out there hate someone. Someone did something awfully. You could say there's someone that's awful out there in this world that I never care to see them again. I don't want to walk in their path. I don't want to see them, but I don't hate them. I just want them to be well and learn their lessons well. That's what we're about, helping people learn their lessons. We have a responsibility. Our acts determines our outcomes in life. How you act determines your outcomes, what happened to you. How you treat me determines what happens to you in other instances. You don't know that, but it does. It's all together. It all comes together. It's as simple as that. We don't understand that sometimes, so we take ourselves and we feel that we can do what we want to do, and we say someone made us hate them. But no, they did not. We chose to hate. There's a choice in life. It's important to have some discernment of the trip that you're taking in life. And this life is a trip. It's all kinds of trips, you know, but it is a trip. And it's important that you discern the trip in life and what is happening to you in life. What is happening to, why is this happening to me in life? You know, I used to get up here every Sunday and talk about my leg, and it's burned and blah, blah, blah. And then I stepped back and say that I need to not talk about it. I need to try to figure out why it's happening to me in life. What is it that has created this energy that makes my leg hurt, that create this energy about me? Because I'm responsible for that. So what happens, we analyze it and we think what happened, what have we done? What did I do to create this negativity in my life? Now, there are signs that say detour, go another way. There are signs that says to you, stop. But we don't see those signs sometimes. And how many of you argue with the police that there was not a sign there? And the police said, yes, it was. And then somebody, you go back, there is a sign there. But you've argued with the police because you didn't pay attention. And life is like that again. You with someone, with a friend or something, the outcome might be negative with the friend. And you didn't pay attention to what they were saying or pay attention to what happening between you. So you took on a negative viewpoint of it. And you went a different way. So Spirit is guiding you. And Spirit is showing you that you should take one way and you take a different way. So what happens then? The relationship fails and crosses into a negative ground. And it's because you didn't pay attention to what was being said. And the person may have been saying something in a way that you didn't like, but they were saying something that you should be listening to. But if you had listened to it really closely, you would have seen what they were saying in a different way. You know, there are big signs in each of our lives. And I think about those signs all the time, and I go back to my life and I say, did I not pay attention to a sign? Did this happen, did I not pay attention to a sign? And sometimes I see that I did not pay attention to a sign. I should have paid more attention. And if I paid more attention, I would have been in a better situation. And all of us see that. But I tell you that we're responsible. Now, if you don't mind falling into ditches, then you don't have to pay attention. Each time you just go get up and go back and start back over again. But life is difficult when you do that. It's very difficult. Pay attention. Know that you're responsible. Be able to say, I need to detour here. I need to pay attention. I need to listen. And then I need to act. I need to stop and listen before I say what I'm about to say. Because each one of us are connected to every person. And each one of you are connected to each person in this church. It's like a circle of people around the globe. You may not understand that, but one day you will. One day when you get in the spirit world, you'll see that. And I want to close by telling you something that happened to me last night. I had been seeing these little silver things like legs or something going up on my wall. And so I thought that was from my eyes. And then I asked my doctor. I went to the doctor, I think last week, and she said, what is going on? I said, I see orbs. And she said, I see something with my eyes. And she said, well, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. She said, but I can't tell you what it is with you people, because she know I'm a spiritualist, as she knows. So she said, with you people, I can't tell you. But last night, there was so many up on this wall, up at the top of my ceiling, lots of them. I'm like, whoa. And then all of a sudden, a different line, but not certain, I gotta figure this one out. I'm gonna write it down. So all of a sudden, I saw two big eyes. One eye was black with an eye to it, all black with the eye. One eye was white, all white with the eye. And they start coming toward me in the bed. And I'm like, what is this? And I just like, whoa! And I said, get back. And then they got back. Then I heard the bathroom. I saw them go toward the bathroom. We ran, and the bathroom door popped. Because like they went in and light came. They went in the bathroom. So all the little orbs, all the little lights, it's the lights, lots of it's me, just up there. So all of them left. And would you believe none of them came back last night? That was interesting. I want to see what happens tonight. I need to write this down. And I need to send it to the National Fund Phenomenon. But those words, I'd never seen that before. And I said, if I tell it, they're going to think I'm lying. But I said, I think I was drunk on some hallucinant, on some drugs or something. But I had nothing. I was trying to open my 7-Up and I couldn't get that open. So I had nothing but water. So it was an interesting concept. But how many of you seen those things in your house? Oh. Nobody seen that thing? You're still in them. Those are spirits, I guess. Maybe one day. So a lot of ones in there last night. I was thinking like, they may be coming for me. Now they was coming toward my bed, toward me. I said, are they ready for me or something? Let me just, and they left. But that was interesting. And I'll leave you with that. So that's something to think